When the world of Pokémon first witnessed the shimmer of Mega Evolution, it felt like a dream being remembered, a familiar creature unfolding into something both ancient and new. The mechanic wasn't just about strength, it was about identity, memory, and possibility. Each transformation whispered a question. What if this Pokémon had always been capable of more? Behind every glowing stone and pulse of light lies a story of art, design, and imagination. Some Pokémon grew fiercer, some more graceful, and others simply stranger. And together, they formed a gallery of evolution in its purest form, power meeting poetry. Tonight, we'll explore the world of Mega Evolution, one transformation at a time. From the divine glow of Mega Rayquaza to the quiet charm of Mega Audino, every design carries meaning, and every story reveals a piece of how Pokémon itself evolved. So find a comfortable spot, let your thoughts slow down, and drift with me through 160 facts, ideas, and moments that shaped one of Pokémon's most mysterious eras. And if you enjoy these journeys through nostalgia, these soft explorations of design and history, consider subscribing and leaving a like before you fall asleep. It helps more dreamers like you discover this world, and it lets me keep bringing calm, thoughtful stories like this one to your screen. Now take a breath. The stones are glowing again. Let's begin. Mega Evolution first appeared in Pokémon X and Y, marking the beginning of Generation 6 and a new era of transformation. For the first time, trainers watched their partners radiate light and surpass their natural limits, not by age or stone alone, but through connection. The mechanic blended science and mythology, giving classic Pokémon a new way to grow. The moment a familiar creature glowed with new energy felt like rediscovering an old friend, familiar yet foreign, as if the world itself had decided to evolve along with them. To awaken a Mega Evolution, two items must resonate in harmony. A keystone, held by the trainer, and a Mega Stone carried by the Pokémon itself. These twin relics symbolize unity. One human, one creature, forming a bridge of energy between two living hearts. The lore describes this resonance as more than technology. It's emotion crystallized. When both stones glow together, time slows, light bends, and evolution unfolds not as biology, but as understanding. It's the ultimate moment of trust between trainer and Pokémon. During any battle, only one Pokémon per side can Mega Evolve. This quiet rule added strategy and restraint to overwhelming power. It forced players to choose carefully, to decide which bond mattered most in that moment. Each battle became more than a contest. It became a statement of loyalty. When a Mega Evolution began, everything else on the field seemed to pause, as if the world acknowledged the importance of that single choice. When Mega Gardevoir took the stage, its transformation captured elegance and emotion in perfect balance. The new fairy typing changed more than its strength. It changed its spirit. Its flowing gown-like form symbolized grace, while its ability Pixelate turned its hyper voice into a wave of raw feeling. It wasn't just attacking, it was singing its heart into power. The result was breathtaking, beauty and might expressed as one. Mega Gardevoir became proof that some Pokémon evolve not to fight harder, but to feel deeper. At the heart of Kalos stood Professor Sycamore, the first scientist to formally study Mega Evolution. To him, it wasn't simply a battle mechanic. It was a natural mystery, a question of energy and empathy. His research suggested that mega evolution required not only matching stones, but emotional resonance. He saw the phenomenon as evidence that the bond between human and Pokémon could transcend biology itself. Through his calm fascination, Sycamore turned science into philosophy, reminding players that even in a world built on data, wonder still mattered. When Mega Blastoise evolves, the two smaller cannons on its shoulders fuse into a single massive barrel, symbolizing precision over volume. Its new ability, Mega Launcher, powers up pulse-based moves like Aura Sphere and Dark Pulse, turning them into concentrated bursts of energy. In design, this represents mastery, not random firepower, but focused intent. Blastoise no longer needs to overwhelm its opponents. It defeats them through accuracy and control. The single cannon is a statement, strength refined into purpose. It's a rare case where evolution feels less like mutation and more like enlightenment. Mega Evolution adds a surge of power, temporarily increasing a Pokémon's total base stats by around 100 points. But this isn't just raw strength, it's a rebalancing of the creature's essence. Some gain speed, others defense, and a few, like Alakazam or Garchomp, trade one virtue for another. It's evolution not through time, but through connection, a burst of harmony between trainer and Pokémon. In battle, it's the feeling of energy being borrowed from the future, an instant of perfection that fades when the moment ends. In the anime, the Tower of Mastery in Shallow City stands as a monument to the bond required for Mega Evolution. Its design echoes both a lighthouse and a temple, guiding those who seek strength beyond power alone. Within its spiral halls, Karina trains with her Lucario, learning that evolution without trust leads to chaos. The tower itself feels alive, humming with unseen energy, reminding everyone that true evolution begins within, not in stones, but in understanding. Mega Lucario embodies intensity made tangible. Its aura sensors extend, its markings deepen, and its heartbeat seems to radiate through its fur. With adaptability, its close combat strikes twice as hard, but that strength comes at a cost, balance strained by emotion. In the anime, Karina's Lucario briefly loses control when it first mega evolves, consumed by its own aura. That moment defines its story, the danger of power without discipline. Mega Lucario is passion personified, beauty born from chaos, and the reminder that willpower can burn as bright as any flame. The Kalos region, home to Mega Evolution, was Pokemon's first fully 3D world. For players, that leap felt revolutionary. Cities rose in layered streets, sunlight rippled across rivers, and battles exploded in vivid motion. Mega transformations weren't just effects, they were cinematic moments. Watching a familiar Pokemon erupt into light for the first time made Kalos feel alive in a new dimension. Every pulse of energy reflected the region's central theme, evolution through connection, not just between creatures, but between player and world. It was Pokemon rediscovering itself in full depth and color. When Mega Ampharos transforms, its wool unfurls into a flowing mane of light, earning it the nickname, the dragon that forgot it was one. Its new electric/dragon typing reconnects it with early design concepts that once hinted at draconic roots. The white hair and glowing orbs across its body symbolize energy no longer contained, a creature embracing its true form. In Japanese, its name, Denryu, even contains Ryu, meaning dragon, making this change feel like destiny fulfilled. Mega Ampharos isn't about aggression, it's about acceptance, power expressed through elegance and calm confidence. The moment a trainer activates a Mega Evolution, it occurs before moves are resolved, often shifting the entire rhythm of a battle. A Pokemon's speed or ability can change instantly, turning what looked like a losing exchange into perfect timing. It's a mechanic that embodies foresight, the understanding that transformation itself can be a tactic. Watching your Pokemon evolve mid-turn feels cinematic. Light flares, stats realign, and in that heartbeat, you sense strategy and emotion blending. Mega Evolution doesn't just change the fight, it changes how you think about fighting. Mega Beedrill is what happens when Game Freak decides to turn fragility into ferocity. Once dismissed as a weak early game bug, it evolves into a blur of stingers and motion. Its adaptability ability boosts same type attacks so sharply that even U-turn hits like a missile. Every limb becomes a weapon, every motion a threat. Yet its defense remains paper thin, forcing trainers to use it with precision. Mega Beedrill is balance inverted, proof that even the smallest, most underestimated creatures can become legends of speed and skill when given a second chance. While Mega Evolution dominated the spotlight in Kalos, Hoenn introduced a related phenomenon, primal reversion for Groudon and Kyogre. The two may look similar to Megas, but their transformations are ancient, not powered by stones, but by the planet's own energy. In lore, primal reversion represents regression to original, godlike states long before the world cooled. Mechanically, it follows different rules, tied to weather and nature itself. It's a reminder that not all evolution moves forward. Some forms are so ancient and powerful that progress means returning to what was once pure. Mega Gengar is one of the most haunting designs in the series, a creature half sunken into its own shadow, as if straddling life and death. Its grin widens, its body warps, and its new ability, Shadow Tag, traps opponents in eerie silence. Once Gengar appears, there's no escape. A battle becomes a seance. In competitive play, Mega Gengar reshaped entire formats, forcing players to plan around its ability to erase threats before they could flee. It's more than a Mega Evolution. It's a ghost realizing its purpose, not just to haunt, but to hold you in place. Many Mega Stones contain hidden flavor text, hinting at the bond between trainer and Pokemon. Lines like, "It's overflowing with the Pokemon's determination," or "It is filled with strong friendship," appear subtly in item descriptions, rewarding those who read carefully. These details connect the mechanic to emotion, suggesting that stones don't just store energy, but memories. Each Megastone feels alive, shaped by countless battles and shared moments. It's a quiet storytelling tool, a reminder that evolution isn't powered by science alone, but by trust crystallized into something tangible. Mega Altaria glows like a living cloud, shedding its pure dragon type to become both dragon and fairy, a combination long thought impossible. With this new typing, it finally resists dragon attacks, a symbolic triumph over its old weaknesses. Its cottony wings spread wide like a sky reborn, and its ability Pixelate transforms normal type moves into fairy bursts of sound. Mega Altaria's design balances elegance with might, its soft exterior hiding the power of harmony itself. It's often seen as the embodiment of serenity, a creature that conquers through calm. Unlike every other Mega, Rayquaza doesn't need a Mega Stone. Instead, it channels its evolution through the move Dragon Ascent. Lore explains that it consumes the energy of meteoroids within its body, mastering power without aid. This independence reinforces its role as guardian of the skies, a being so ancient it predates the need for human intervention. Mega Rayquaza's transformation isn't evolution, it's ascension. Its design, adorned with glowing runes and ribbons of light, captures the feeling of divinity in motion, the storm, and the silence that follows it. Mega Absol stands at the intersection of beauty and warning. Its wings are not meant for flight, but to symbolize purity, a misunderstood creature seen as an omen of disaster. Upon Mega Evolution, its ability Magic Bounce reflects status moves and hazards, turning superstition into strength. Its design evokes an angelic messenger, one who bears the burden of foresight. In lore, Absol's sorrow comes from seeing tragedy before it happens. Mega Absol transforms that sadness into elegance, a reminder that knowledge of darkness can still give birth to light. Every Mega Evolution came alive with a unique audio signature, a crystalline hum or pulse designed specifically for that species. Game Freak's sound team described these as frequencies of awakening, subtle variations meant to make each transformation feel personal. From Lucario's electric surge to Gengar's distorted echo, these cues were crafted like miniature symphonies of identity. The animation's flash, a spiral of energy and light, wasn't just spectacle. It represented the brief moment when trainer and Pokémon shared a single heartbeat, the sound of evolution made visible. When Mega Agron evolves, it sheds its rock typing entirely, becoming pure steel, a subtle but profound transformation. This single change removes its traditional weakness to rock and ground, making it one of the sturdiest Pokémon ever created. Its ability, Filter, reduces the damage of super effective hits, turning it into a living fortress. The design emphasizes this theme, plates of armor overlapping like geological layers, a creature refined through pressure. Mega Agron isn't fast or flashy, it endures. It represents the beauty of resilience, power not from expansion, but from focus. During the early concept stages of Pokémon X and Y, artists envisioned trainers wearing Mega Evolution jewelry that reflected their personalities. Lucario's stone might hang in a martial pendant, Gardevoir's in a delicate brooch, and Blaziken's in a band resembling a flame. These details tied each Mega to its human counterpart, reinforcing the bond that drives evolution. While most of these concepts never made it into the final game, the idea lingered in the Keystone's design, reminding players that connection is not just mechanical, it's personal. Mega Sceptile transforms Grace into Voltage. Its new Lightning Rod ability allows it to absorb electric-type attacks, protecting its allies and converting that energy into strength. This clever mechanic makes it both guardian and weapon, echoing the spirit of nature harnessing the storm. Its tail splits into a living spear that launches bursts of energy, and its dragon typing completes its rebirth as a predator of elegance. Mega Sceptile embodies the balance of agility and precision, a creature that dances with lightning rather than fears it. In Pokémon Go, Mega Evolution was reimagined through a resource called Mega Energy, collected from raids, events, and research tasks. Instead of permanent stones, Trainers gather energy linked to specific Pokémon, symbolizing the idea of continuous connection through effort. Once a Pokémon Mega evolves, future transformations require less energy, mirroring how bonds strengthen over time. This version of the mechanic turned Mega Evolution from rarity into ritual, a living system of growth. It's a reminder that even simplified versions can capture the spirits of the original evolution through dedication. When Mega Tyranitar enters battle, the world itself seems to respond. Its Sandstream ability intensifies, conjuring a storm that never feels ordinary. The Mega form amplifies both attack and defense, making it a mountain in motion, unstoppable once momentum builds. The glowing cracks across its chest resemble magma veins, symbolizing fury contained within rock. Each roar feels like an earthquake, and every step reshapes the battlefield. Mega Tyranitar is nature's force personified, not elegant, not subtle, but eternal. It's the sound of the earth reminding you who rules beneath your feet. In the Pokémon trading card game, evolving into a Mega Pokémon once came with a steep cost. It ended your turn immediately. This rule captured the spirit of risk and commitment behind Mega Evolution. Players had to decide whether the transformation's immense power was worth the delay. It mirrored the emotional choice in the games themselves, a single bond, a single chance. Later expansions introduced Spirit Link cards, allowing evolution without losing a turn, symbolizing synchronization between trainer and Pokémon. Even in card form, the idea of unity defined the mechanic's rhythm. Mega Blaziken embodies relentless motion. With its speed boost ability, it becomes faster every turn, turning each round into a climb toward unstoppable momentum. Its flowing mane of fire and sharpened claws resemble a phoenix reborn through battle, representing power built through persistence. In competitive play, few Pokémon can match its sweeping potential. One spark, and the match can spiral. The design draws from Japanese hero imagery, blending discipline with danger. Mega Blaziken is evolution in motion, the living flame that refuses to slow, burning brighter with every breath it takes. In the anime's Mega Evolution specials, the character Alain and his Mega Charizard X became central figures in a story about obsession, mastery, and redemption. Alain's journey wasn't about victory, it was about understanding what strength really meant. His Charizard's transformation from orange to black with blue flames symbolized intensity turned inward. Each battle carried emotional weight, especially as Alain's loyalty to Lysandre tested his ideals. Their story gave Mega Evolution depth beyond mechanics, a tale of power gained, questioned, and finally reclaimed through empathy. Mega Audino was a gentle surprise in a roster filled with warriors. Its new fairy typing and the ability healer transformed it into a support icon. Instead of claws or armor, it gained frilled patterns and a soft glow reminiscent of nurse robes, embodying comfort and compassion. In battle, it could cleanse allies of status ailments and sustain them through endurance rather than aggression. Thematically, Mega Audino proved that evolution didn't always mean destruction. Sometimes it meant peace. Its evolution as kindness, proof that strength can whisper instead of roar. A key rule defines balance in Mega Evolution. Only one Pokémon per team can transform during battle. This limitation turned each fight into a choice about trust and timing. Trainers had to decide which bond mattered most, which partner deserved that singular burst of brilliance. The rule wasn't about restriction, but reverence. It ensured that Mega Evolution remained special, a moment of unity so powerful it couldn't be shared twice. When the stones begin to glow, the world seems to pause, acknowledging that one evolution is enough to change everything. Mega Mawile stands as proof that size means nothing when willpower doubles. Its ability, huge power, literally doubles its attack stat, transforming a once overlooked fairy into a mythic threat. The twin jaws behind its head snap like extensions of thought, elegant yet terrifying. Its design draws from Japanese folklore, inspired by a cursed woman with a mouth on the back of her head, symbolizing duality, politeness masking ferocity. Mega Mawile became a paradox, fragile yet unbreakable, graceful yet monstrous. It doesn't roar to intimidate. It smiles because it already knows how strong it is. In Kalos's Shalor Gym, under the guidance of Karina, trainers witnessed Lucario's mega evolution for the first time within the story itself. The moment her Lucario glowed, trembling between fury and focus, defined what mega evolution truly meant: emotional resonance. The gym's tower of mastery stood behind her like a temple to trust, and the battle wasn't just about victory, it was about harmony between trainer and Pokémon. When Karina handed the Lucarionite to the player afterward, it felt less like a reward and more like being entrusted with something sacred. When Mega Manectric evolves, it becomes living lightning, angular, restless, and proud. Its mane sharpens into jagged spikes, and its ability Intimidate lets it lower enemy attack as soon as it enters battle. In doubles play, it acts like a perfect pivot, darting in and out with Volt Switch, creating tempo and control. The design embodies electricity as personality, bold, quick, unpredictable. Mega Manectric doesn't just channel energy, it is energy. It's the visual embodiment of motion itself, frozen mid-burst between thunderclap and silence. The swirling red pulse ring that surrounds Mega Pokémon in X and Y isn't just an effect, it's a symbol of resonance. The glowing circle represents the feedback loop between trainer and Pokémon, energy flowing both ways. Developers described it as a heartbeat of power, showing the living connection required to sustain the form. Subtle details, like how the glow flickers slightly faster in tense moments, reinforce the emotional nature of the mechanic. The ring reminds players that Mega Evolution isn't domination, it's synchronization, two souls vibrating at the same frequency. Mega Venusaur redefines what it means to be unshakable. Its ability, Thick Fat, cuts damage from fire and ice, the very elements once used to defeat it. The design deepens its floral motifs, petals spreading like a crown of resilience. Mega Venusaur doesn't sprint or strike fast, it endures. The symbolism is clear: growth through patience. Its heavier stance and broader leaves suggest maturity, a creature no longer fighting to prove itself, but to preserve what it's become. In the world of Mega Evolution, few Pokémon embody quiet strength so completely. Every Mega Evolution was born from a unique hand within Game Freak's art team. Rather than one designer leading the charge, each Mega was assigned to smaller subgroups who interpreted the same idea. What would this Pokémon become if it exceeded itself? This approach explains why the styles vary so widely, from Garchamp's ferocity to Gardevoir's grace. Each design became a reflection of its artist's imagination, a personal dialogue with the species they re-envisioned. Mega Evolution wasn't just a gameplay feature, it was an art anthology where every creature told a designer's quiet story about potential. Mega Pinsir transforms from grounded predator to airborne warrior. Its new ability, Aerolate, turns normal type moves into flying type attacks, amplifying their strength and changing their very nature. Visually, it sprouts glowing blade-like wings, organic yet almost mechanical in precision. Once confined to the earth, Pinsir now rules the skies with its signature return, a move that becomes a storm of slicing air. This evolution is poetic. A creature long grounded by weight finally learns to fly. Mega Pinsir embodies freedom reclaimed, proof that even the fiercest monsters can dream of ascension. Though Dynamax, Gigantamax, and later Terrestrialization became the spotlight mechanics in newer generations, Mega Evolution was never forgotten. It remained a symbol of emotional connection, something the newer systems couldn't quite replicate. Fans saw Megas not as a tool for spectacle, but as partnerships made visible. Even without official support in later games, the mechanic's influence endured. Its spirit echoes in every modern transformation. The belief that evolution, in all forms, begins with trust. Mega Evolution's legacy is still alive, glowing faintly like a dormant stone waiting to shine again. Mega Kangaskhan tells one of the most tender stories in Pokemon's history. Its ability, Parental Bond, allows both mother and child to attack together, each strike following the other like heartbeat and echo. It's more than damage. It's synergy, protection turned into strength. The baby stepping out of the pouch to fight beside its parent transforms a symbol of care into one of courage. In competitive play, it became infamous for its power, but thematically, it remained pure, strength through family. Mega Kangaskhan reminds us that evolution doesn't always mean independence. Sometimes it means growing closer. Even years after the mainline games moved on, dedicated players continue to host Mega Evolution-only tournaments. These fan-run battles preserve the mechanic's identity, keeping alive its strategy and artistry. The tournaments feel almost ceremonial, as if honoring an era of elegance and focus. Watching teams clash with nothing but megas evokes nostalgia and admiration. No gimmicks, no overblown effects, just the pulse of connection that once defined Generation 6. In these circles, Mega Evolution hasn't vanished at all. It simply found a quieter home among those who still believe in its light. When Mega Alakazam appears, its eyes close as if the world slows around it. Its ability, Trace, instantly copies the opponent's ability, adapting intellect into action. This reflects the very essence of Alakazam, not brute force, but supreme understanding. In lore, it's said to possess an IQ of over 5,000, and its megaform channels that intelligence into pure focus. The 5 levitating spoons form a halo around its body, symbolizing balance and mastery. In battle, it feels less like a fight and more like calculation unfolding, mind over matter, awareness as evolution. In 2022, Pokemon Go redefined the system with Mega Levels, a mechanic that rewarded long-term bonds. By Mega evolving a Pokemon repeatedly, players unlocked passive bonuses, faster candy gains, stronger attacks, and even improved catch chances for related types. This evolution of the mechanic focused not on spectacle, but on relationship. Each new level felt like a deepening friendship, turning repetition into ritual. Rather than fading into nostalgia, Mega Evolution found new purpose, a celebration of consistency and connection in a game built around movement and memory. Mega Lopunny stands as a symbol of courage through transformation. Once timid and delicate, it becomes confident and fierce upon evolving. Its new fighting typing and scrappy ability allow it to strike ghost types, a poetic statement that nothing, not even fear, can haunt it anymore. The design, inspired by athletic raps, communicates discipline rather than vanity. Every kick and punch feels deliberate, not wild. Mega Lopunny's story is one of self-assertion, evolution as empowerment, where elegance and strength finally coexist without apology. The Mega Evolution theme in the anime was unlike any other track in Pokemon's long history. Composed with live electric guitars, layered percussion, and rising synths, it captured the surge of energy felt when a Pokemon transcended its limits. The music wasn't just background, it was heartbeat and lightning, the sound of possibility cracking open. Fans noted that each transformation seemed timed to the rhythm, creating a harmony between sight and sound. It was Game Freak's way of saying that evolution wasn't just power, it was art in motion. Mega Charizard Y embraces the light. Its ability, Drought, summons the blazing sun, empowering fire-type moves and transforming the battlefield into a golden inferno, where its counterpart, the Charizard X, burns blue and cold, Y burns bright and radiant. Its wings broaden, its flame blazes higher, and its form becomes a living beacon. Competitive players built entire sun teams around it, celebrating its control over weather and pace. Yet beneath the numbers, Mega Charizard Y represents something simpler, unrestrained brilliance, a creature no longer shadowed by its past, but illuminated by its own fire. Several NPCs in Pokemon X and Y quietly warn that Mega Evolution can drain a Pokemon's life force if the bond with its trainer isn't strong enough. This detail, often overlooked, adds depth to the mechanic, evolution as both miracle and burden. It implies that the transformation isn't effortless, it's a strain shared between hearts. When a partnership wavers, the energy flickers. The momentary brilliance of Mega Evolution becomes bittersweet, beauty that comes with a cost. It's a reminder that even in power, harmony must be maintained, or strength becomes suffering. Mega Glalie embodies the idea of containment breaking free. Its ability, Refrigerate, turns normal type moves into ice type attacks, transforming even explosion into a chilling burst of frozen energy. Its mouth splits open wider than seems possible, symbolizing pressure finally released. The concept was intentionally grotesque, yet fascinating. A Pokemon literally bursting with power. Mega Glalie represents the untamed side of evolution, when raw energy surpasses control. It's a creature that laughs in the face of restraint, reminding players that sometimes even perfection comes with cracks. When resonance begins, the keystone on a trainer's wrist, pendant, or glove emits a radiant glow. The light pulses in rhythm with the Pokemon's heartbeat, visually linking the two. This design choice was deliberate, a storytelling moment where connection becomes visible. Developers described it as synchronization made manifest. Every flash, every hum of energy mirrors trust in motion. The keystone isn't just a tool, it's a promise, a symbol that trainer and Pokemon move as one, sharing the same frequency of belief. Mega Swampert transforms rain into momentum. With its ability Swift Swim, it becomes a living engine, doubling its speed under stormy skies. Its frame expands, muscles bulge, and its stance lowers into a sprinter's crouch, less a creature, more a force of nature. When the rain begins to fall, Mega Swampert doesn't slow, it thrives. In competitive play, it turned weather teams into unstoppable machines. In design, it symbolizes adaptation, evolution that meets the world halfway. It's not built for calm days, it's built for the storm. When Mega Evolution debuted in 2013, merchandise flooded stores worldwide. Figures, plushies, art books, and trading cards immortalized the glowing moment of transformation. Each release highlighted the individuality of every Mega: Garchomp's blades, Gardevoir's gown, Lucario's aura. The marketing captured what fans already felt, that these forms were more than battle upgrades. They were icons. Display shelves turned into miniature galleries of evolution, each product radiating the same excitement players felt the first time they saw a Pokemon ascend in light. It wasn't just a mechanic, it was a movement. Mega Medicum channels balance into destruction. Its ability, pure power, doubles its attack stat, making even modest moves like Fake Out hit with staggering force. When it follows up with High Jump Kick, the impact feels seismic. Yet the design tells a different story, beads glowing around its body like chakras, symbolizing focus rather than fury. Its strength comes from discipline, not chaos. In concept art, its serene pose mirrors meditation, interrupted by motion, capturing the perfect contradiction of Mega Evolution: calm mind, devastating body. Mega Medicum doesn't fight recklessly, it prays through power. The Lumiose City Tower, known as Prism Tower, was inspired by the radiance of Mega Evolution energy. Its design draws from lighthouses and radio transmitters, structures that project light and connection. In Kalos lore, the tower represents progress through unity, the same philosophy that underlies Mega Evolution itself. At night, its beams glow in soft, rotating hues, echoing the pulse of keystones. The symbolism is subtle yet powerful, one light guiding many hearts. The tower isn't just a landmark, it's a monument to the bond that transforms both Pokemon and trainer. Mega Shizur is evolution sharpened to precision. Its armor thickens, its claws enlarge, and its movements become methodical, every step deliberate. The new form amplifies both attack and defense, allowing it to strike fast and recover just as quickly, creating an endless rhythm of pivoting plays. Its metallic sheen reflects light like liquid, suggesting over-engineering to the point of beauty. Thematically, Mega Caesar represents the cost of perfection, power so finely tuned that it borders on rigidity. In both design and battle, it's a weapon refined until it almost becomes art. In competitive play, entire strategies form around the Mega Slot, the single space that defines a team's identity. Choosing one Mega means committing to a style: offense, defense, or control. Trainers build ecosystems around that choice, ensuring every member supports the one destined to evolve. It turns team building into storytelling. A Mega Gengar team feels nothing like one built for Charizard X, even if the core Pokemon overlap. The rule limits only one, yet in doing so, it deepens every connection, forcing players to ask, Which bond deserves the light? Mega Houndoom thrives beneath a merciless sun. Its ability, solar power, increases special attack when sunlight blazes, even as it takes gradual damage from the heat. It's a poetic contradiction, a creature empowered by pain. Its design reinforces that tension, horns curled like flames, body streaked with glowing embers, eyes burning with conviction. In lore, it channels infernal energy, using agony as fuel for strength. When Mega Houndoom howls under a clear, burning sky, it's not crying out in suffering. It's singing to the fire that keeps it alive. In Pokemon Masters AOX, Mega Evolution lives on through unique sync pair forms. When a trainer and Pokemon reach peak synergy during battle, the Mega Transformation triggers as part of their bond move. It's a modern reinterpretation of the original mechanic, evolution as emotion, framed through storytelling. Trainers like Steven with Metagross or Karina with Lucario demonstrate that it's not just strength, but partnership that drives change. Each Mega Sync form captures the same spark as the originals, a moment where trust transcends power and two hearts strike as one. Mega Diancie glimmers like a living jewel under pressure. Upon evolving, it trades defense for speed, becoming a fragile yet dazzling glass cannon. Its ability Magic Bounce reflects status moves, symbolizing the purity of its crystalline heart, harm turned back as beauty. The transformation draws from real gemology, mirroring how diamonds form under intense heat and compression. The once heavy body becomes light, elegant, and impossibly radiant. Mega Diancie is power through refinement, strength revealed only after breaking away the rough edges that once held it down. Many fans noticed that Mega Evolution designs tend to exaggerate a Pokemon's core personality traits. Gentle creatures become graceful, while aggressive ones turn monstrous. Garchomp's blades grow heavier. Altaria's softness becomes clouds. This design philosophy reflects emotional magnification, evolution as an extension of identity rather than a rewrite. Megaforms show not who a Pokemon could be, but who it always was, unveiled through trust. That artistic approach makes every design feel personal, as though each Mega is simply a mirror, one that reflects both Pokemon and trainer in perfect symmetry. Mega Gyarados channels its fury into darkness, gaining the dark typing and shedding the flying type of its base form. The change grants it immunity to psychic attacks, allowing it to dominate slower, defensive foes. Visually, the transformation feels like corruption. Its once free body becomes armored, almost serpentine. Thematically, it's the dragon legend turned bitter, the carp that ascended too far and fell. In battle, though, Mega Gyarados reclaims control of its story. Every tidal roar echoes defiance, proof that even cursed evolution can find new purpose in power. After Pokemon X and Y's release, event giveaways distributed special Megastones that weren't available in the base game. These events often featured one-of-a-kind stones like Blazikenite or Diancite, accessible through mystery gifts or global codes. Players gathered online to share distribution dates, treating each new stone as a treasure hunt. It became more than a gameplay feature. It was a communal experience. Every event carried a little spark of discovery, reviving that same excitement from the first time we watched a Pokemon glow, transform, and rise beyond its limits. Mega Heracross channels raw force through precision. Its ability, Skill Link, ensures that multi-hit moves like Pin Missile and Rock Blast strike 5 times every single turn. Each blow lands like rhythmic thunder, turning what was once a gamble into inevitability. Its design exaggerates this relentlessness, a single horn curved like a siege weapon, massive and immovable. The transformation captures Heracross's essence, determination embodied. In battle, it doesn't rely on luck. Every strike is deliberate, controlled, and final. Mega Heracross doesn't fight chaotically. It dismantles with purpose, one perfect hit after another. Early concept sketches for Mega Pokémon revealed designs far more monstrous than what eventually appeared in the games. Many of the prototypes emphasized exaggerated mutations, jagged limbs, glowing eyes, and weapon-like appendages. But over time, Game Freak softened the direction, focusing instead on emotional expression and harmony. Developers wanted Mega Evolution to feel powerful but personal, transformations born from trust, not horror. Those unused drafts, however, still exist as fascinating glimpses into what could have been, a world where evolution leaned into chaos instead of connection. The final designs remind us that strength can still look beautiful. Mega Banette is evolution through vengeance. Its ability, Prankster, gives priority to status moves like Will-O-Wisp or Destiny Bond, letting it act before its foes can react. Its zippers split open when it transforms, symbolizing curses escaping after years of confinement. The design is deliberately unsettling, stitches straining, eyes glowing with long-held resentment. Yet beneath the eerie grin lies a story of loneliness. A doll abandoned, now given life again, too late to forget its sorrow. Mega Banette isn't just haunted, it is the haunting, a reflection of what happens when pain finally finds a voice. In Pokemon Go, Mega Raids brought back the thrill of evolution as teamwork. Defeating a Mega Pokémon rewards players with Mega Energy and adds a new entry to the Mega Pokédex, marking the transformation as an achievement. These events turned the concept into something social, evolution shared among thousands of trainers at once. The glowing portals, the swirling energy, the countdown before eruption, all evoke the same magic that once lit up Kalos. For a few minutes, every player stands together in resonance, their phones glowing like modern keystones under a collective sky. Mega Aerodactyl embodies primal precision. Its ability, Tough Claws, boosts all contact moves, making attacks like Rock Slide and Aerial Ace hit with razor-like power. The design emphasizes speed and savagery, jagged wings, stone-like scales, and a snarl frozen between fossil and fury. Developers described it as ancient energy reborn, a predator rediscovering what it means to dominate the skies. In competitive play, its boosted damage and solid speed turned it into a relentless closer. Mega Aerodactyl isn't evolution, it's resurrection, proof that even fossils can roar louder than the living. In the Pokemon anime, Mega Evolution was portrayed not as cold science, but as emotional synchronization. It wasn't just energy transfer, it was empathy made visible. Trainers had to align their feelings with their Pokemon's spirit, hearts pulsing in unison until light took form. This interpretation gave the mechanic soul, transforming it from a gameplay feature into a philosophy. When Lucario or Gardevoir glowed mid-battle, it wasn't about data. It was connection, pure and fragile. The series reminded viewers that evolution, at its core, is love channeled through understanding. Megalatios and Megaladius are two sides of a mirrored idea, same design, different essence, Both glide through the air like sleek, violet jets, their forms nearly identical to symbolize unity. Their stats, however, reveal subtle personality shifts. Latios favors offense, Latias defense. The decision to make them visually indistinguishable was deliberate, meant to represent twin souls that share power rather than compete. In motion, they spiral together through the sky, weaving ribbons of psychic energy. Their symmetry feels almost meditative, two beings evolving not apart but toward harmony. Trainers across Kalos wore their mega devices in many forms: bracelets, necklaces, rings, even hair clips. The accessories reflected individuality, showing that the bond of evolution was as personal as it was powerful. Corina's glove, Diantha's pendant, and Lysandra's ornate ring all told quiet stories about identity and connection. These designs emphasized that mega evolution wasn't just universal energy, it was shaped by the people who wielded it. Each glowing keystone became a reflection of its wearer's soul, proving that style and spirit evolve together. Mega Abumaznau turned harsh weather into an ally. Despite its low speed, its ability Snow Warning summoned hail, instantly blanketing the battlefield in ice. The megaform amplified its bulk and offensive power, allowing it to dominate slower matches through sheer persistence. Its jagged white armor and frosted breath made it look like a living blizzard, born to endure rather than flee. Mega Abumaznau's story is one of quiet strength, a reminder that sometimes the fiercest force isn't speed, but stillness within the storm. It doesn't chase victory, it freezes it in place. The first Mega Evolution reveal trailer ignited global excitement, a cinematic battle between Mega Lucario and Mega Blaziken. The video showcased glowing stones, swirling light, and the iconic transformation pulse for the very first time. Fans immediately sensed that Pokémon was changing forever. The trailer's pacing, one moment calm, the next explosive, captured the emotional essence of the mechanic, power born from trust. Even today, that brief clip remains one of the franchise's most memorable unveilings, marking the exact moment when evolution itself became an art form. Mega Sharpedo turns speed into savagery. Its ability, Strong Jaw, enhances every bite-based move, from crunch to psychic fangs, making each attack a razor-edged strike. The jagged lines across its body glow with energy, like cracks in volcanic stone, moments before eruption. Lore describes this as its body struggling to contain its own power. The design transforms a reckless predator into a living torpedo, all fury and precision. Mega Sharpedo doesn't hunt out of hunger. Its instinct given form, the ocean's blade, cutting through waves and fear alike with unstoppable purpose. The glowing visual ring that appears around a Pokémon during Mega Evolution isn't just decorative. Within the game's engine, it's coded as a light field. Developers described it as a spatial distortion where resonance energy temporarily bends the environment. The field subtly shifts lighting and particle reflections, making battles feel ethereal and suspended in time. It's a brief moment where the world itself reacts to evolution, a pulse that signifies more than strength. It's the universe holding its breath as trainer and Pokémon move beyond ordinary limits, even if only for seconds. Mega Steelix gleams like a buried jewel pulled from the Earth's core. Its metallic body sparkles with diamond-like crystals formed under immense underground pressure. These shimmering spikes aren't just decoration, They symbolize endurance perfected by time. The lore suggests that its body temperature rises so high during transformation that it forges these gems within itself. In battle, its defense becomes almost unbreakable, reflecting the patience of stone. Mega Steelix isn't forged in haste. It's the Earth's memory made solid, a monument to strength shaped by centuries of silence. At official Pokemon centers in Japan, collectors once sought after exclusive Megastone charms, small metallic pendants modeled after Lucarionite, Gengarite, and other stones. Fans wore them as bracelets, keychains, or even earrings, carrying their favorite evolutions as symbols of connection. Each charm shimmered differently under light, designed to mimic the in-game resonance glow. These items turned a digital mechanic into something tangible, proof that the bond between Pokemon and trainer could exist beyond screens. For many, wearing a Mega Charm felt like carrying a piece of that energy in real life. Mega Slowbro flips the natural order of its evolution entirely. The shelter that once bit its tail now engulfs it completely, transforming Slowbro into a spiraling fortress. Only its head pokes out, wearing an expression of dazed confidence. Its ability, Shell Armor, prevents critical hits, turning clumsiness into defense. The concept is comical yet brilliant. Evolution through overcommitment. Mega Slowbro's shell isn't a trap, it's triumph. It represents security so absolute that even chaos can't penetrate it. A spinning fortress of serenity, it embodies the humor and depth that define Mega Evolution's creative spirit. Some Mega Pokémon receive brand new Pokédex entries, revealing fragments of hidden lore. These entries often shift tone, describing new behaviors, emotions, or mythic origins that didn't exist before. For example, Mega Gengar is said to lurk in another dimension, while Mega Tyranitar's rage can reshape mountains. These subtle additions make every Mega form feel like an alternate life path, not merely a power-up. Through these brief lines of text, the Pokédex becomes a diary of what each Pokémon might become when emotion and energy surpass nature's limits. Mega Pidgeot finally fulfills the fantasy of aerial perfection. Its ability, No Guard, ensures that Hurricane, once unreliable, hits with flawless precision. The Pokemon's crest fans out like a golden comet tail, rippling with confidence as it glides. In competitive play, its newfound accuracy turns storms into strategy. In lore, it's said to dominate the skies without ever missing a strike. Mega Pidgeot isn't just about hitting harder, it's about never faltering, a symbol of evolution as absolute focus, every gust deliberate, every movement as smooth as wind itself. The Mega Evolution logo, seen in marketing and loading screens, resembles a double helix made of light. Designers confirmed this was intentional, a visual metaphor connecting the idea of DNA evolution with emotional resonance. The spiraling energy represents two souls entwined, trainer and Pokemon. As the rings converge, they form the Mega symbol, suggesting synchronization rather than mutation. This quiet piece of branding hides deep symbolism. It's not just a logo, but a reminder that all growth, scientific or emotional, begins when two forces move in harmony. Mega Galad was designed as the perfect counterpart to Mega Gardevoir, discipline meeting emotion. Where Gardevoir's flowing gown embodies empathy, Galad's cape evokes a warrior's composure. The contrast is deliberate, showing that grace and precision are two halves of the same ideal. Its blades lengthen into elegant arcs, hinting at both swordsmanship and dance. In lore, Mega Gallad fights for justice, its mind unclouded, its stance poised. Together, the two Megas represent harmony between feeling and reason, a duel that ends not in conflict, but balance. In the Pokemon trading card game, some Mega cards carried special Greek letter traits like the Omega Barrier, which prevented effects from attacks or abilities. These mechanics mirrored how unstoppable Megas felt in the games, resilient, untouchable, bursting with presence. The stylized Omega symbol itself tied back to the idea of final form, the end of evolution's alphabet. Collectors loved how these cards shimmered with layered foil, giving the impression that energy pulsed beneath the artwork. Each one was a miniature monument to transformation, blending storytelling, design, and competitive flair into a single, glittering surface. Mega Beedrill's shiny form replaces its usual yellow with a striking lime green, one of the boldest palette shifts among all Megas. The designers said they wanted its colors to sting the eyes, reflecting its newfound aggression. Combined with its sleek, needle-like limbs, the neon hue gives it an almost radioactive glow, turning the fragile early-game insect into a precision weapon. Its ability, adaptability, doubles the force of same-type attacks, meaning every strike hits like venomous lightning. The shiny form's rare intensity feels like nature reclaiming artistry, danger disguised as elegance. Many Mega Evolution designs draw inspiration from mythical weapons and armor seen in folklore and Japanese iconography. Galad's arms resemble twin blades, Agron's body forms a full suit of iron armor, and Lucario's elongated spikes mirror gauntlets of spiritual energy. Even Garchomp's arm scythes were modeled after executioner axes. These themes weren't accidental. Artists at Game Freak viewed Mega Evolution as forging, not growing. Each design tells the story of a Pokemon reforged through emotion, shaped like an ancient warrior's relic. Strength, in this form, becomes something sacred, earned, and beautifully dangerous. Mega Camerupt embodies volcanic fury contained in motion. Its back transforms into a roaring mountain, magma glowing through cracks in its rocky shell. The ability's sheer force amplifies every attack that sacrifices subtlety for power, earth power, eruption, lava plume. The result is devastating precision through reckless abandon. Its lore describes pressure so intense that a single tremor can melt ground beneath it. Yet its calm expression betrays none of that chaos, as if Mega Camerupt has accepted its role as living volcano, burning not from anger, but inevitability. It doesn't rage, it radiates. When Mega Evolutions first appeared in Pokemon X and Y, a small, glowing Mega Evolution button materialized above the fight menu mid-battle. That subtle design choice gave the transformation a sense of ceremony. Players would hover for a moment before pressing it, the brief pause mirroring anticipation in the anime. The button itself pulsed with the same pink-blue resonance used in cutscenes, a visual heartbeat of connection. It was a tiny but brilliant bit of UI storytelling. Evolution, not as a command, but as consent between partners to transcend limits, together. Mega Sableye hides behind a massive ruby gem, equal parts shield and mirror. Its lore describes the crystal as so pure that it reflects even unseen spirits, granting the Pokemon protection and insight. With the ability Magic Bounce, Mega Sableye turns enemy tricks back upon them, status effects, hazards, even taunts. The concept feels almost poetic, greed becoming defense, stillness becoming strategy. Beneath its mischievous grin, it's a creature that has learned restraint. The gem sparkles like a barrier of karma. What others send, it returns tenfold, smiling through the glow of quiet triumph. In Pokemon Go, Shadow Pokemon are forbidden from Mega Evolving, a rule born from balance. Their volatile energy, already boosted by Rage, would overpower the system's scaling if combined with Mega forms. Lore-wise, it makes sense. Mega Evolution requires harmony, not fury. Shadow Pokemon, consumed by darkness, can't achieve that resonance. This limitation reinforces the emotional truth beneath the mechanic, power born from connection, not control. Even in a mobile game built on numbers and maps, the symbolism remains. The light of evolution refuses to merge with shadow, reminding players that strength without trust collapses. Mega Mewtwo X transforms the cerebral clone into a titan of raw force. Gaining the fighting type, it embodies intellect fused with muscle, thought turned tangible. Its frame bulges with coiled psychic energy, muscles etched like armor. The aura around its fists glows brighter than its eyes, suggesting emotion finally overtaking reason. In lore, this form represents Mewtwo, embracing its physical power rather than rejecting it, a rare moment of acceptance. With steadfast as its ability, each hit it endures only strengthens resolve. It's the scientist's dream weapon made sentient, yet somehow still searching for peace. Its counterpart, Mega Mewtwo Y, strips away muscle for pure concentration. The body narrows, limbs elongate, and its tail shifts upward to crown the head, a design choice symbolizing thought elevated above instinct. Every element of its form echoes stillness. While Mega Mewtwo X crushes, Y outthinks, wielding psychic energy like breath. The lore suggests its brainwaves resonate across the planet, communicating silently with all life. Even its animation is serene. No roars, no fury, just focus. Together, the two Mewtwo's embody evolution's eternal choice, transcendence through might or through mind. Mega Altaria floats like a dream in motion. Its entire body blossoms into rolling cotton cloud plumes, inspired by the folds of ballroom gowns. Designers described it as sky-given form, grace wrapped in serenity. The addition of fairy typing alongside dragon perfectly matches this aesthetic, strength hidden in gentleness. In competitive play, its pixelate ability turns return into a celestial song, amplifying the theme of emotion as energy. Its fluff isn't just beauty, it's protection, a cocoon of calm that shields a powerful heart. Mega Altaria isn't about domination, it's about elegance made invincible. In the Pokemon anime, trainers were often shown with unique key stones, colored or shaped to reflect personality. Karina's was embedded in her glove, symbolizing combat harmony with Lucario. Alain's gleamed blue like a burning will, and Lysandra's resembled a gem of authority. These variations gave Mega Evolution a deeply personal touch, each bond expressed through different light. It was a quiet narrative choice that turned a game mechanic into storytelling. The idea that every connection glows differently, some fierce, some calm, made the phenomenon feel universal, yet intimate. Even within power, individuality found its way to shine. Mega Garchomp embodies the dangerous cost of excess. Its enormous scythe-like arms and broader frame make it a force of nature, but at a price. Its speed drops in exchange for devastating attack. This imbalance mirrors the lore behind many Megas, evolution that goes too far. In motion, Garchomp's body seems to tremble under its own might, blades glowing like molten glass, ready to split mountains. It no longer chases prey, it waits for them. In competitive play, it's slower but catastrophic, proof that even perfection can lose balance when pushed beyond reason. Data miners exploring Pokemon Sun, Moon, and Ultra titles discovered unused Mega Evolution code buried deep within the game's files. These remnants included animation hooks, transformation triggers, and mega data structures, ghosts of a mechanic the developers never fully erased. While megas weren't usable in those games, their lingering presence hinted at how beloved the system remained internally. It's as though the concept itself resisted extinction, quietly resting beneath new features. For fans, that discovery reignited hope, a reminder that even digital evolution leaves fossils, proof that something powerful once thrived beneath the surface. Mega Audino stands out among megas, not through ferocity, but serenity. Its calm smile and pastel glow form a gentle counterpoint to the aggression that defines most transformations. Its soft, healer-like aura turns combat into care. The design team said they wanted it to soothe the world, a rare phrase in Pokemon concept notes. With the ability Healer and its new fairy typing, Mega Audino represents compassion as strength. It's the antidote to chaos, a reminder that evolution isn't always about power. Sometimes it's about becoming kinder in a world that keeps demanding more. In Pokemon Go, the Mega Energy mechanic introduced a clever form of emotional progression. After a Pokemon Mega evolves multiple times, its energy cost to transform decreases, symbolizing deepening trust. The game quietly rewards loyalty. The stronger the bond, the less it costs to reconnect. It's a digital echo of the original concept from X and Y, that evolution thrives on resonance. What begins as effort turns to instinct. Even in a mobile system built on repetition, this mechanic keeps the soul of Mega Evolution alive, transforming gameplay into a story of familiarity and faith. Mega Tyranitar looks like a walking earthquake. Its glowing armor cracks, emitting faint green light that pulses when it attacks. The design evokes a volcano turned inside out, fury contained by form. Lores describes it as capable of reshaping landscapes with a single roar. Each fissure across its chest glows like magma veins, as if the power within can barely stay caged. In motion, that glow syncs with its movements, flickering faster as adrenaline builds. Mega Tyranitar doesn't just embody destruction, it's the embodiment of pressure, power, yearning for release, a living mountain that never stops rumbling. The Tower of Mastery in Shallor City spirals upward like a seashell of light, its design intentionally mirroring the swirl of mega energy seen during transformation. Architects within the game world built it as a monument to the bond between trainer and Pokemon, but the developers used it as visual poetry, a structure that echoes the animation's rising helix. When viewed from above, the tower's pattern matches the resonance rings of Mega Evolution perfectly. It's a silent bridge between art and mechanic, reminding players that even stone and architecture can hum with the energy of connection. Mega Manectric becomes living electricity, its sharp, triangular form modeled after Thunderbolt silhouettes. Early sketches show the design team experimenting with arcs and angles, ensuring every strand of fur captured the chaos of a lightning strike frozen midair. Its ability, Intimidate, pairs perfectly with its appearance. Even before it moves, it commands respect. In lore, static fields ripple around it constantly, warping the air like heat. The concept of energy made visible defines its identity. Mega Manectric isn't just faster, it's lightning's true shape, a streak of voltage that learned to hold still long enough to be seen. Official Pokemon art books confirmed that every Mega Evolution gained roughly plus 100 base stat total, but those boosts weren't distributed equally. Instead, they were reallocated to emphasize the personality of each species. Fast Pokemon like Beedrill gained speed, tanks like Aggron gained defense. The rebalancing wasn't arbitrary, it was storytelling through numbers. Each stat adjustment whispered how that Pokemon would express its growth, whether through grace, endurance, or raw might. In this way, even the math of Mega Evolution became poetic, a numerical reflection of identity taken to its ultimate extreme. Mega Venusaur blossoms into its final serenity. The additional flower buds and thickened vines along its back aren't just visual flourishes, they symbolize maturity and resilience. Where its original form looked grounded and cautious, the Mega version feels ancient, like a forest grown wise. Its ability, Thick Fat, reinforces this theme of self-acceptance. By lessening its elemental weaknesses, it conquers fear rather than running from it. The extended petals represent life fully bloomed, evolution as completion, not mutation. Mega Venusaur doesn't evolve to escape its past. It evolves to become everything it was meant to be. In the Pokemon trading card game, early Mega Evolution cards carried a distinct limitation. Playing one ended your turn immediately, mirroring the video game's 1 Mega rule. Competitive players had to weigh timing and trust, deciding when to commit their single Mega. The restriction turned every match into a narrative of patience and precision. Later sets eased this rule, but the philosophy remained. Mega Evolution was a bond worth waiting for. Even in cardboard form, the mechanic retained its sacred rhythm. One evolution, one heartbeat, one chance to rise beyond the ordinary. Mega Lopunny's transformation merges elegance with ferocity. Its sleek, athletic stance was inspired by a fusion of ballet and kickboxing forms, showcasing grace turned into power. The long black leg wraps, once resembling fashion accessories, were redesigned as practical supports, visual cues of readiness and control. The design team described it as a Pokemon that stopped running away. Its scrappy ability allows it to hit ghost types, symbolizing newfound courage. Where its base form was timid, Mega Lopunny steps forward without hesitation. Every movement, every strike, feels like a dance of confidence, discipline wrapped in rhythm and strength. The simple message, the bond between trainer and Pokemon deepened, appears each time Mega Evolution begins, but it became far more than text. It encapsulated the soul of the mechanic, growth through trust. Players began to quote it online, not as dialogue, but as philosophy. It's a quiet reminder that power in Pokemon doesn't come from dominance. It comes from empathy. Each time the line flashes before the transformation, it feels like a breath shared between two beings. In a world of competition, that one sentence turned battle into connection, code into emotion. Mega Alakazam pushes intellect beyond the physical. The 5 floating spoons orbiting its form represent focus divided into extremes, each spoon channeling a fragment of thought. Its closed eyes signify a mind so powerful that it no longer needs sight, its energy radiating outward like sonar. In concept notes, the designers described Mega Alakazam as a being whose consciousness overflows. Its traceability lets it copy others, reflecting adaptation as intelligence. The spoon's circular motion suggests both meditation and chaos, a visual metaphor for brilliance that's almost uncontrollable, intellect reaching the point where knowledge becomes something divine. During battle transitions, many Mega Evolutions retain their base abilities until the transformation fully resolves, a deliberate programming choice for continuity and immersion. This ensures effects like weather setups or stat boosts activate naturally before new abilities take over. Though subtle, it's an elegant touch that preserves narrative flow, making each evolution feel seamless rather than mechanical. The moment between forms mirrors breathing, a pause before change. It's a testament to Game Freak's detail work, where even invisible coding decisions reflect storytelling, letting the magic of transformation unfold without breaking immersion for a single frame. Mega Ampharos arrived in Japanese promotions with the unforgettable tagline, "The Dragon Awakens." This phrase captured both its surprise dragon typing and its serene majesty. The long, flowing white mane symbolized electricity, transcending into divinity, transforming the once quirky sheep into a mythic creature. Advertisements portrayed it not as a battle upgrade, but as a spiritual ascension. Its glowing tail was described as a beacon for lost travelers, turning power into warmth. The phrase itself became part of fan culture, a poetic acknowledgement that Mega Evolution wasn't just evolution at all, but revelation. Many Mega Evolution designs were drawn from regional myths and ancient symbols, bridging Pokémon lore with human storytelling. Mega Gardevoir's gown echoes celestial spirits in Japanese art. Mega Mawile channels the Fudakuchi Onna legend, a woman cursed with a second mouth, and Mega Absol resembles a fallen angel, wings formed from energy rather than feathers. The artists often describe these references as emotional fossils, old stories reborn in modern form. By grounding new designs in myth, Game Freak gave Mega Evolution the weight of legend, turning data and pixels into living folklore that connected players across cultures and generations. Mega Glalie transformation may seem comedic, but its gaping jaw carries deep symbolism. Developers explained it as the visual release of bottled energy, power too immense for its icy shell to contain. The wide mouth, splitting its head almost in half, represents a literal and an emotional eruption, restraint melting into expression. Its ability refrigerate mirrors this concept, freezing ordinary moves into ice-type force. What looks like a grin is actually strain, the moment a glacier cracks under its own pressure. Mega Glalie isn't madness, it's catharsis, proof that even the coldest hearts eventually need to break open. Within Kalos's museums, players can find displays of ancient stones said to resemble megastones, a subtle hint that the mechanic's origins stretch far into history. The game never confirms whether these relics are real precursors, but their presence suggests Mega Evolution may have existed before modern trainers rediscovered it. In lore, infinity energy from ancient wars is said to crystallize into megastones over centuries. This tiny museum detail connects mythology, science, and archaeology into one narrative thread. The idea that evolution itself leaves echoes in stone, waiting for new hands to awaken it. Mega Charizard X became a dream fulfilled. For years, fans imagined Charizard as part dragon type, and Mega Evolution finally made it real. The new typing not only granted immunity to electric attacks, but also gave it resistance to fire, symbolically overcoming its old vulnerabilities. Its blue flames burn hotter than standard fire, representing purity through transformation. The color change to black and turquoise wasn't random. It symbolizes Charizard's evolution into the dragon of its own legend, the creature it was always meant to be. Mega Charizard X is nostalgia made tangible, a wish that learned to breathe fire. One of the quietest but most meaningful effects of Mega Evolution was how it revived forgotten species from older generations. Pokémon like Beedrill, Pidgeot, and Banette, once overlooked, found a new life, both mechanically and emotionally. Players rediscovered affection for teams long buried in memory, giving early favorites a second chance to shine. This wasn't just balance, it was restoration. Through Megas, Game Freak transformed nostalgia into relevance, letting fans reconnect with childhood companions through new strength. Every Mega Evolution became a reunion between past and present, proving that no Pokémon is truly obsolete, only waiting to be remembered again. Mega Diancie turns light itself into beauty. Its crystalline veil refracts into soft rainbow hues whenever it moves, each glimmer reflecting its fairy and rock duality, fragility and strength combined. Animators deliberately added prismatic shimmer to its transformation, showing light bending around its gem-like body as if the world itself paused to admire it. In lore, the jewels forming its dress are said to purify darkness, symbolizing grace under pressure. Mega Diancie doesn't fight with rage or fire. It dazzles with elegance, a gemstone polished by both time and trial until it shines with impossible clarity. For ranked play, Game Freak implemented a rule forbidding duplicate species holding identical megastones, a decision that defined Mega Evolution's balance. This prevented strategies that overwhelmed matches with mirror megas, like double Charizard or dual Kangaskhan. It encouraged diversity, forcing trainers to value individuality over repetition. The rule reinforced the spirit of the mechanic itself, evolution through partnership, not cloning. Each mega had to be chosen, bonded, and trusted as a single expression of mastery. Even within competition, Game Freak protected the emotional core, one connection, one evolution, one heartbeat at a time. Mega Blastoise embodies engineers made organic. Its back cannon, far larger than before, was modeled after naval artillery blueprints, specifically 20th century ship turrets. Designers wanted its transformation to represent precision over chaos, a weapon of purpose, not panic. The symmetrical armor plating mimics naval hull reinforcement, while its ability Mega Launcher boosts pulse-based attacks like Aura Sphere and Water Pulse, turning each strike into calculated pressure. In its mega form, Blastoise isn't just a fighter, it's a vessel of mastery, a living battleship whose strength lies not in volume, but aim and focus. In early promotional shorts for Pokémon X and Y, every Mega Evolution flash was timed to the sound of a heartbeat. That rhythmic pulse matched the glowing resonance lines encircling each Pokémon, symbolizing emotional synchronization between trainer and partner. The faint ba bump beneath the rising hum turned the animation into a moment of intimacy, not just spectacle. Developers later confirmed that this sound design choice was intentional. The beat represents shared life energy. Each flash, each pulse, wasn't power awakening, but connection manifesting, proof that behind every burst of light, there's a heart that answered. Mega Gallad carries its cape-like arms as a symbol of chivalry and an honor, turning battle into ritual. Its elegant stance, part samurai and part knight, conveys restraint through readiness. Concept art revealed the cape was inspired by stage curtains, a theatrical gesture that hides tension behind composure. In lore, Mega Gallade is said to protect the weak without hesitation, its psychic energy sharpening its blade-like elbows with emotion rather than rage. The contrast between its calm face and fierce movement mirrors its ideal, power guided by principle. To fight with grace, to win without cruelty, that's Mega Gallad. In official titles, Pokémon holding Mega Stones cannot be traded online, a deliberate safeguard for fairness and game balance. The restriction prevents exploits in systems where held items could alter competitive dynamics or break tier restrictions. From a design standpoint, it also preserves the bond between trainer and Pokémon. The stone is deeply personal, an extension of trust rather than currency. This rule quietly reinforces the philosophy that Mega Evolution isn't a commodity. It's not meant to be passed around or mass-produced. It's a reflection of a connection earned and kept between two individuals only. Mega Houndoom's transformation amplifies its infernal beauty. The blue flame burning at the tip of its tail burns far hotter than standard fire, a visual shorthand for purity and intensity. In folklore, blue fire often symbolizes control over chaos, a flame so refined that it transcends destruction. Designers wanted Mega Houndoom to look like fire tamed into elegance, the bone-like armor wrapping its body mirrors demonic regalia, but its calm posture tells a different story, power tempered by purpose. Each ember that trails behind it glows like starlight, proof that even darkness can learn to burn beautifully. Even after the mechanic's removal from new games, competitive simulators such as Pokémon Showdown still maintain dedicated mega formats. These fan-preserved metas allow players to relive an era defined by creative team building and emotional bonds. In these lobbies, discussions never end: which mega fits which team, which ability pairs best, which form defines balance. Over a decade later, entire communities still thrive on the memory of resonance stones and transformation sequences. It's proof that Mega Evolution wasn't just a system, it was a language of trust that players continue to speak long after the lights dimmed. Mega Banette remains one of the most unsettlingly poetic designs in the Pokémon world. Its zipper mouth splits wide open during transformation, representing the release of sealed curses it once contained. The idea comes from horror folklore, the notion of a vessel too full of emotion finally cracking apart. Its prankster ability, granting priority to status moves, mirrors that restless energy bursting forward. Once a silent doll fueled by resentment, Mega Banette becomes a living scream, vengeance personified. Yet beneath its malicious grin lies tragedy, a reminder that sometimes power is born from wounds we never mended. Several official soundtrack albums feature a high-energy Mega Evolution battle mix, a medley combining motifs from the X and Y and Omega Ruby and Alpha Sapphire battle themes. Layered with digital distortion and crystal-like synths, the composition was designed to mimic the emotional surge of resonance. The tempo rises alongside the transformation, then steadies into a rhythm that feels like synchronized heartbeats. For many fans, Hearing it again triggers instant nostalgia, the sound of discovery, wonder, and connection. It's not just music, it's an echo of that electric moment when light and bond become one. Mega Skyzer evolves from precision into mastery. Its pincers sharpen into serrated tools, capable of cutting through steel with effortless grace. Designers modeled their edges after industrial shears and beetle mandibles, creating a creature that embodies perfect efficiency. Its crimson armor thickens, glowing faintly with internal heat, a sign of energy barely contained. The ability technician amplifies even its smallest moves, showing how refinement can be stronger than brute force. Mega Caesar isn't chaotic, it's mechanical poetry, a living weapon forged not in rage, but in precision, where every movement feels measured, decisive, and absolute. Several Megastones were intentionally locked behind post-game side quests, rewarding players who lingered beyond the main story. In Pokémon X and Y, stones like Jingarite and Sizerite appeared only after midnight events or dialogue sequences with minor NPCs. This choice was deliberate. Game Freak wanted Mega Evolution to feel like discovery, not convenience. Finding these stones was a personal journey, a scavenger hunt through the quiet corners of Kalos. It taught patience and curiosity, echoing the theme that true power isn't handed to you. It's found when you keep looking after the world goes quiet. Mega Skeptile transforms agility into art. Its tail becomes a living blade, sparking with electric energy that it launches like a javelin. The design emphasizes mobility, long limbs, aerodynamic posture, eyes focused like a predator mid-leap. With its new lightning rod ability, it absorbs electricity instead of fearing it, turning weakness into strength. The developers described Mega Skeptile as the hunter that became thunder, a poetic inversion of nature's food chain. Each swing of its tail is both attack and expression, evolution as motion, every strike a reminder that precision can be more devastating than raw power. In the Pokémon anime, episodes featuring Mega Evolution consistently concluded with lessons about trust and empathy. Trainers learned that forcing transformation through ambition led to failure, while harmony made success effortless. From Corina's Lucario losing control of its aura, to Alan's Charizard finding strength only through restraint, each story reinforced the emotional cost of power without understanding. Mega Evolution wasn't just a battle mechanic, it was a mirror for relationships. Each luminous change carried a moral heartbeat, that no amount of strength replaces connection, and that evolution, at its core, means growing closer, not growing stronger. Mega Gyarados channels primal rage into divine spectacle. Its red crest glows underwater when enraged, casting a crimson aura through the deep. The added dark typing turns it from a symbol of perseverance into one of domination. Concept art reveals that its body was designed to look tightly wound, as if power itself was straining its form. The glow across its scales mirrors bioluminescent predators, giving it an ancient abyssal beauty. When it roars beneath the waves, that red shimmer flickers like lightning beneath the ocean, a warning that some legends are born from the fury of silence. Within the game's data, each Mega Evolution is labeled simply as Form 2 for its respective species, a quiet reminder that beneath all the color and spectacle, evolution is still a system of code. Yet this sterile label contrasts beautifully with what it represents: emotion turned to algorithm, connection written into data. The fact that something so full of meaning is stored under a line of text shows how art and programming intertwine. A megaform is both science and soul, zeros and ones breathing together, transforming cold code into warmth, light, and shared heartbeat. Mega Mawile's terrifying beauty comes from myth. Its twin jaws were inspired by yokai folktales, specifically the Futakuchi Onna, a cursed woman with a second mouth hidden behind her head. This concept evolved into Mawile's haunting duality: politeness on the surface, ferocity underneath. In its mega form, both jaws act independently, each grinning with eerie delight. Its ability, Huge Power, doubles its attack, turning elegance into carnage. Concept art described it as charming horror, a monster that smiles while it strikes. Mega Mawile is myth reborn through design, a fairy tale sharpened into steel. The Kalos League finals in the anime used Mega Evolution as the emotional and visual climax of the series. Ash's Pikachu faced Alan's Mega Charizard X in a battle drenched in symbolism: experience versus mastery, empathy versus ambition. The Mega transformations filled the arena with blinding resonance, the sound design syncing each burst of energy to the crowd's roar. Even after the battle ended, the lingering glow became an emblem of what the generation represented: transformation as catharsis, competition as connection. It wasn't just a fight, it was evolution's curtain call, glowing against the night. When designing Mega Pidgeot, Game Freak's art team increased its wingspan by nearly 30% from its base model. Early drafts exaggerated feather flow to convey majesty in motion, the idea that even the simplest Pokémon could command the sky. The elongated crest and refined chest plumage mirrored depictions of Garuda, a divine bird of myth. This visual expansion turned flight into theater. In motion, Mega Pidgeot's wings move like silk banners cutting wind. Its transformation reminds players that grandeur isn't reserved for legendaries. Sometimes, evolution simply means realizing how wide your wings can reach. Several megaforms in the Pokédex 3DAO viewer display faint aura lines rippling across their bodies, subtle waves of energy that most players overlook. These animated lines, colored to match each Pokémon's typing, were designed to represent internal resonance. Mega Lucario glows blue, Mega Blaziken flickers orange, and Mega Gengar pulses with violet haze. The feature doesn't affect gameplay, but adds emotional texture, suggesting that energy hums beneath their skin even when still. It's a quiet design choice that turns static models into living art, proof that even in rest, evolution never truly stops moving. Mega Beedrill's animations were so fast that they required custom frame timing within the game engine. Standard battle loops couldn't handle its rapid wing beats or needle strikes, so developers manually inserted shortened frames to create the illusion of continuous motion. The result was one of the smoothest, most aggressive animations in Pokémon X and Y. Its movements blur like a wasp caught in sunlight, precise, unpredictable, and relentless. Every dart and dive was meant to feel like air slicing apart. Mega Beedrill isn't just a redesign, it's speed made visible, a living experiment in kinetic storytelling. When Game Freak began conceptualizing Mega Evolution, the team carefully selected 46 species across generations 6 and 7 to represent the full emotional spectrum of the franchise, from beloved starters to forgotten early root Pokémon. This wasn't random, it was curation, Designers sought balance between nostalgia and novelty, asking, what would fans most love to see reborn? Their choices shaped history, reviving Beedrill, Pidgeot, and Mawile alongside titans like Garchomp and Mewtwo. The result was a living museum of evolution, where each Mega told a story of rediscovery, proving that even the overlooked can shine again. For Mega Abomasnow, the visual team repurposed the frozen breath shaders from Kyurem, adjusting their light refraction to fit the snow-covered giant's frosty aura. Each exhale releases translucent vapor that crystallizes midair, a small but immersive touch. The designers wanted its power to feel ancient, like winter itself breathing. Its icy body expands under the added energy, turning lumbering strength into unstoppable force. Mega Abomasnow embodies raw nature, slow, enduring, and beautiful in its stillness. Every snowflake in its animation carries legacy, a fragment of Kyurem's storm, reborn through calm, glacial artistry. In Pokemon Go, Mega Evolution lasts 8 hours, diverging from the mainline game's battle-only mechanic. This shift transformed it from a fleeting power surge into a companion system, encouraging trainers to bond with their Megas over time. During this window, the Pokemon follows its trainer, earning boosted candy and experience, while radiating gentle luminescence in the overworld. The duration itself feels symbolic, evolution as endurance, not explosion. It's no longer about the instant of transformation, but the shared hours that follow. In Go, Mega Evolution finally breathes, slower, steadier, and beautifully alive. Mega Agron stands like a fortress given form. Its horns curve into a crown, a deliberate symbol of indestructible rule. When the rock typing is shed, leaving only pure steel, Agron becomes absolute defense, immovable and proud. Its design exaggerates thickness and weight, giving it a grounded imperial presence. Developers described it as a throne that walks, reflecting power earned through patience, not rage. Its filter ability reduces super effective damage, mirroring its theme of endurance through precision. Every gleam across its armor carries authority. Mega Agron doesn't roar for dominance. It simply stands, unyielding, unbroken, and eternal. In Pokemon Go, players can earn Mega Energy not only from raids, but also through special field research tasks. These missions often reward small fragments of energy tied to a specific species, subtly encouraging daily exploration. The system transforms Mega Evolution from a battle mechanic into a ritual, every walk, throw, or catch adding to a quiet goal. It mirrors the original concept of evolution through bond and effort. There's something poetic in collecting invisible energy through movement, as if every step, every gesture, helps your partner grow beyond the limits of time itself. Mega Alteria's song-like cry is noticeably longer and more melodic than its normal counterpart, a rare example of Game Freak using sound design to express transformation emotionally. The cry shifts upward in tone, echoing like a choir through the digital sky. Developers described it as music given wings, a literal embodiment of harmony between dragon and fairy. Even in silence, its fluffy, cloud-like form suggests the rhythm of breath and melody. Mega Altaria isn't loud, it's lyrical, its voice lingering like an echo of happiness that refuses to fade. Evolution, in this case, sings. Some Megastones in Kalos subtly glow different colors at night, a detail most players never notice. Under the region's soft overworld lighting, stones like Lucarianite and Gardevoirit emit faint, unique hues: blue, pink, or gold depending on type resonance. These glimmers were coded as part of the nighttime shader system, meant to simulate the stone's breathing with stored infinity energy. It's a quiet world-building touch, suggesting that even when unused, the stones remain alive, waiting for connection. Kalos at night hums with unseen color, a reminder that potential never truly sleeps. Mega Blaziken's blazing plume was modeled after a rising sunburst, inspired by traditional Japanese art and superhero iconography. The flame crest represents victory and rebirth, themes drawn from the myth of the phoenix. Its designers used angular flares and elongated motion lines to create the illusion of perpetual ignition, a fire that never settles. When it moves, its plume ripples like sunlight across armor, turning every battle into choreography. Mega Blaziken embodies the spirit of new dawns. Fierce, radiant, unstoppable, it doesn't just fight, it ascends, carrying the warmth of legend in every strike. During Mega Resonance, trainers' keystones crackle audibly when synchronization is perfect. The sound is faint, a crystalline hiss layered beneath the music, but it signifies harmony between heartbeats. Developers compared it to the snap of lightning meeting metal, brief, brilliant, and alive. It's an audio metaphor for connection under pressure. The resonance isn't mechanical, it's emotional circuitry coming to life. That crackle marks the instant when bond and energy align, when evolution becomes mutual, not commanded. For attentive players, it's more than a sound. It's the heartbeat of Mega Evolution itself. Mega Ampharos became an instant fan favorite, affectionately nicknamed the Fab Dragon. When it gained dragon typing, fans noticed its flowing white mane and regal stance resembled a glam rock performer mid-concert. Developers intentionally exaggerated its wool and posture to express liberation, energy unbound. The design embodies the joy of transformation, a once sheepish creature finally embracing elegance. Even its glowing orbs pulse like stage lights, turning battles into performances. The nickname stuck because it captured that spirit perfectly. Mega Ampharos isn't just strong, it's stylish, confident, and unapologetically radiant, proving that evolution can sparkle as much as it roars. In Japan, the Evolution Mechanics Hall exhibit in Tokyo displayed every Mega Evolution statue together, a breathtaking showcase of design philosophy and craftsmanship. Arranged in chronological order from Lucario to Rayquaza, the display allowed visitors to trace the artistic lineage of power itself. Lighting effects simulated resonance energy moving between the statues, making them appear alive. Concept sketches lined the walls, revealing how ancient myths, digital shaders, and gameplay mechanics merged into one grand experiment. Fans described the exhibit as a museum of souls evolving, a rare chance to see the full arc of Mega Evolution as living art. Mega Sharpedo's scar patterns aren't random, they form a record of its battles. The Pokédex states that every line and mark across its torpedo body represents a past fight, turning its skin into history written in jagged strokes. When it mega evolves, those scars glow faintly blue, pulsing like underwater lightning. Its ability Strongjaw enhances biting moves, symbolizing instinct honed through survival. The design makes it more than a predator. It's a veteran, scarred but proud. Mega Sharpedo doesn't just hunt, it remembers. Every strike, every wound, etched forever into living armor beneath the waves. Data mined from internal builds, revealed that Mega Energy, later used in Pokemon Go, was originally planned for the mainline games as a post-story mechanic. Early notes suggest it would have functioned like experience points earned through friendship or distance traveled, encouraging daily play beyond battles. The feature was scrapped late in development, possibly due to pacing issues, but its DNA lived on through Pokemon Go's system years later. This connection shows how Game Freak continually repurposes ideas across generations, turning abandoned prototypes into innovation. Even discarded mechanics, like evolution itself, often find new life when revisited. Mega Camerupt's volcanic ring expands and glows bright crimson when charging its signature move, Eruption. Animators designed the molten cracks across its hump to pulse rhythmically with each breath, mimicking magma flow beneath hardened crust. This visual effect represents internal tension, restrained fury building to release. Its ability sheer force removes hesitation, channeling all that energy into raw output. The design team described Camerupt as a dormant mountain waking. Every eruption, it isn't just an attack, it's expression, frustration, memory, and nature's heartbeat unleashed. In mega form, Camerupt embodies the violent beauty of the earth itself. In Japanese, Mega Evolution is called Cho Kakushin, which roughly translates to super evolution. The term carries a nuance of breakthrough or awakening rather than simple growth. It implies evolution beyond logic, a step into transcendence. Game Freak chose the English mega for global familiarity, but the Japanese phrasing reveals its deeper intention: evolution as revolution. It's not about becoming bigger, but becoming aware. When trainers trigger the bond, they're not forcing change, they're releasing potential. The translation hides poetry. Super evolution isn't just a mechanic, it's an act of enlightenment hidden in battle. Mega Gengar's idle animation shows its body half fading into the ground, as if gravity can't fully decide where it belongs. The movement is deliberate, a flickering between worlds. Its reflection continues to move, even when its body is still, emphasizing its ghostly detachment from reality. Designers called this existence drift, the sensation that Mega Gengar is always halfway into another dimension. It doesn't float, it slips. Even in rest, it's hunting through walls, shadows, and echoes. That haunting idle pose reminds players that not every evolution leads upward. Some descend deeper into the dark. The return of Mega Evolution in Pokemon Legends, ZA was teased subtly, glowing stones embedded in the city streets of Lumios during early trailer shots. Fans noticed the faint helix-shaped light pattern, identical to the Mega animation from Generation 6. No dialogue, no confirmation, just a whisper through visuals. This marketing choice symbolized rediscovery, like forgotten technology stirring beneath modern Kalos. The internet erupted with theories within hours, proving how enduring the mechanic's magic still is. Even years later, the sight of those luminous stones